Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Monday, September 16. Energy Minister Favour Williams says the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, PCJ, will remain open for business until its day-to-day functions are transferred to the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. The new institutional arrangement for the PCJ was decided by the Cabinet recently. Following that decision, the ministry has reportedly taken steps to consult with the Public Sector Transformation Implementation Unit in the Finance Ministry to determine the broad framework for action. In addition, Minister Williams and the Permanent Secretary convened a meeting with the staff of the PCJ to inform them of the changes. The Energy Minister is to address the development on Tuesday in a statement to Parliament and press conference afterwards. The Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica is a statutory body under the Energy Ministry. Established in 1979, it is the parent company of the state-owned oil refinery Petroleum. Jamaicans are being called to take a stand against anything that violates good living and all forms of criminal activity. This call to action is reinforced through a national anti-violence campaign dubbed Live Good, which was launched on Friday in Top Range, Mountain View. The campaign is geared towards strengthening social inclusion in crime fighting and violence prevention and reinforcing the social contract between citizens and the state. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the initiative is also part of government's drive to encourage Jamaicans to adopt a culture of respect while resolving conflicts amicably.
We'll never get that kind of violent activity under control until the people are involved and the communities are involved. And we struggle to find how do we get that message, because while the police is required to enforce the law, the fact is if we are living good, they don't have nothing to enforce because there is no challenge out there.
Dr. Chang says the public education campaign has been activated to take the message across the island. So far, under the Live Good initiative, digital boards have been mounted in the Maypen Town Square, Sam Sharp Square, Spanish Town, Halfway Tree, and the St. William Grant Park in downtown Kingston. Murals have also been painted in 4 communities, and advertisements have been produced for mainstream and social media. The Hagley Park Road Legacy project is now approximately 80% complete. The disclosure was made by Communication and Customer Services Manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, during a recent JIS interview. He says the drainage network is about 90% complete, with minor works to be done on the stormwater drains in the 3 miles area.
We still have some drainage features that we need to tidy up. And once all of those things, which are precursor items to the final lift of asphalt, then we will move quickly to have the roads paved, the markings done, the cat size installed, all the permanent features in respect of the traffic signals installed and commissioned into service, so that the public can have the full benefit of the improvement works that we have undertaken here.
The Hagley Park Road project is one of 5 legacy projects being undertaken by the government under the Major Infrastructure Development Program, MIDP. The National Water Commission, NWC, is reporting a slight increase in water levels at the Mona Reservoir and the Hermitage Dam due to recent rainfall across the island. NWC President Mark Barnett says the Mona Reservoir is now up to 31% from 26%, while the Hermitage Dam registered a 2% increase to move up to 44%. Mr. Barnett was speaking at a JIS think tank on Thursday. He says while the marginal increase is positive, it is not enough to significantly address the country's current water demand.
We did not receive, as we would have customarily received, our secondary rain period in May, April, May, June. We usually span just about those 3 months. Sometimes rain starts in April, sometimes it starts in May, goes on into June. We did not receive what we would have considered the adequate quantum of water that would help to replenish our storage. And so when you come out of the longest dry period, so the longest dry period is really from December all the way up to April. That's just about 4 months. No rainfall, your dry period continues, and it continues until September. Just last weekend we start to see some improvement.
Mr. Barnett explains that if the rainy months produce significant rainfall, the corporate area water issue is expected to improve as Kingston heavily utilizes surface water. In the meantime, he says the NWC will continue to truck water to critical institutions such as hospitals, schools, clinics, and police stations, as well as to affected residential communities. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says a robust maintenance system for equipment will be entrenched as part of public health reform. Dr. Tufton says the administration will be advancing the policy to support the mechanism, which will be overseen by the leadership within the health institutions.
Part of the reform going forward is not just to replace, and we have done the studies and we know what we need. Nearly $32 million worth of equipment is needed to put back or replace what we had acquired some 10 years ago. But a critical part of the way forward is going to have to be to maintain.
Dr. Tufton was speaking at the recent handing over of a new C-arm X-ray machine to the Maypen Hospital. He says the ministry is close to having an agreement with external suppliers to provide diagnostic services where the equipment is not available at the public facility.
What these Jamaicans will get when they come to a hospital and are treated by the public health system is not a piece of paper to say go pay, it's a piece of paper to say go do and come back, and you won't have to pay. And that, I believe, is going to go a far way to addressing the obvious anomalies and inequalities within the system.
And finally, 52 high schools are now participating in the Ministry of Education's Twinning of Schools initiative. Through the twinning process, students will be exposed to academic and extracurricular programs that are not currently available at their own schools. Among the participating schools are Arden High, Pembroke Hall High, Haile Selassie High, Campion College, and Holy Trinity High in Kingston and St. Andrew. The news was revealed by Minister with Oversight for Education, Carl Samuda, during the official launch of the 2019-2020 school year at Arden High last week.
The fear that a lot of people might have privately, that it's a cultural crossover. It isn't. It isn't at all. Because there are many students at this institution that is considered an Ivy League institution that are from the same communities of those from Kingston High and Haile Selassie.
He says the initiative will positively change the perceptions held about some schools.
What our mission is to make sure that those schools are improved to a level where when a student or a parent sees that their child has been assigned to that school, there is no apprehension.
He says the program also aims to give teachers and student leaders an opportunity to share ideas and best practices with their colleagues in other institutions. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.